Hello, this is Lori Michelle, the Moshiach, with guidance through Gog and Magog. If you don't realize that we're at war now, you will very soon. It's getting pretty bad. So today, Hashem said to deliver some help from him. So today I'm going to deliver some help from Hashem, how to brave this storm. Years ago, after he awakened me in April of 2009, within a couple of years, he awakened me to a vision one morning, 3, 4 in the morning, and it was keys. And he was dangling them in front of me. And he said, "I'm giving you the keys to my kingdom." So I smiled, and I smile at everything he tells me. Not everything. Some things are very hard, like right now. He showed me this happening years ago. He's shown me worse. I'm not going to share it with you. It's hard enough. You don't need to know what he tells me in every moment. I only tell you what he tells me to tell you because it's too much. And you need to brave this storm. So too much isn't good for you. And I'm not looking to play the prove it game, that if I tell you what's about to happen and then it happens, you'll say, "Wow, Lori Michelle, you really are a prophet. Maybe you really are Mashiach." And I'm not looking to prove anything to you or anyone. I'm only looking to give you all the help and the love that I can possibly give you while we go through this together. Right now, we're not together, right? If you look at America, very divided. The world is, everybody's fighting, pointing fingers at some other group, some other person, vilifying people. And it's hard for good, God-loving, God-fearing people. It's very hard right now. So today, he said to me, "You're going to give 3 tips that will help them brave the storm." I have a lot of tips, but these 3 things he told me this morning that I need to give you. Some of them you probably already do. So the first tip, or the first thing that he said to tell you to do, is to make sure that you pray morning and night. And some of you pray more than that. Some of you don't pray at all. Some people don't realize that he's everywhere and he's listening to you and he desires you to reach for him. So I've been talking to several of you who I know are listening, and it's time more than ever to reach for him morning and night at minimum. And so how do you pray? Well, in the morning, Jewish people have a prayer called Moda Ani, and it's thanking Hashem for having faith in them to give them another day. So when you wake up in the morning, realize you didn't have that guarantee going to sleep at night, that you'd be here for another day. And what do I mean by he has faith in you? He has faith in you right now as we're in this war, this final world war, which began on November 3rd. I've posted about it. And he has faith in you to bring humanity through this war and bring forward redemption and world peace. That's why you're here. Whether you know that or not, that's why we're all here. And many people aren't going to make it. But if you're listening this far, I'm rooting for you, and I'm here to give you God's help. And as he said to me years ago, he's giving me the keys, which means everything. He's everything. And he says, "I'm giving you everything. And all I want to do is give you everything." So maybe that's why he picked me, because I don't really want anything. I want to give everything because giving to me is where it's at. So pray in the morning because he's listening to you. And with that advice of prayer in the morning and at night and all day, I pray nonstop. I want to give you a little story that happened today, this morning, to let you know he's listening to you. He's everywhere. This morning, I was expecting a delivery of cooking gas. It's not like America where you just turn on your stove and you have gas. You have to have it delivered here. And I ran out of cooking gas and the guy was coming and it's locked up. It's outside. It's not even inside where I live. I have to go outside and let him bring the gas. And he was supposed to come yesterday. And he didn't come. He called and he said, tomorrow. I said, okay. So I got up early. I was expecting him and I went over to the table where I left the keys. These are the keys to my cooking gas outside. And they weren't there. And I'm not in the moment. I'm reeling like many people are right now, watching the news feed about what's happening in America and all over the world. America, number one. It's making me cry all night. I'm worried. I'm on my news feed. So I'm not in the moment and I didn't see the keys where I had left them yesterday. So I said, oh no, where are my keys? Oh no, he's coming any minute. I won't be able to get my cooking gas to cook. And Hashem, the King of the universe, was silent in that moment. And he's silent to you, whoever you are. Maybe you hear him. Maybe you hear him on occasion. I'm in constant conversation with him. So when he gets quiet with me, I actually can see him. And I know it's a lesson. So I'm running around my apartment. He doesn't tell me everything, people. I'm clueless very often. And I'm running around and I said, oh no, Hashem, I'm such a ditz. I started punishing myself verbally. What did I do? I wasn't in the moment. Now I need the keys. He's coming any minute. Please stall him. Make him sit in traffic because he can do that too. He does everything. And he was quiet. So I'm looking everywhere and I said, Hashem, help. And then I realized, and I smiled at him. I said, you're putting me through this to show me you're here. And he does this for us, these little God winks. So in that moment, he showed me a lock that I keep, where I keep all my journals that I was writing in the early years, that I locked up in a special place because those journals were used to have me arrested, incarcerated. Seriously, people. And now I keep them under lock and key. 12, 14 journals of my conversations with the King of the universe. So what did he do? I keep the key to that special lock in a special place. He flashed that lock right here. He said, where do you keep that key? I said, oh. And I went over to where that key was kept. I never changed the place where I keep it. And these were there. So this is a long drawn out story and only a few of you are going to listen this far. And why am I telling you this? Because for you, whoever you are, it's just an inclination or a thought, oh, that's where I put it. But he's really involved. He really talks to you, but he doesn't speak to you the way he speaks to me in real time. We are traveling together and talking with each other. And even I question in any moment if he's helping me, if he's really there. Does he really know? I know he knows everything, but he conceals. He concealed for a good 15 minutes that he knew where these were. But yet my conscious mind knows he knows everything, so he must know, but he doesn't let on. And right at the right moment, it appears. the keys to his kingdom. I got my gas, and I'm telling you this whole long story, and this video will be too long for most people. He said for now, but for those of you who follow me and who have read my book, I'm telling you this because he's the real deal. And when you pray in the morning and at night, and whenever you reach to him, that's what he wants. He wants to help you, but his help comes in mysterious ways. For me, it's in real time, and he makes me choke back tears because when he did this for me, that's all I really want. I just want to know he's there and helping. So that's number one. He's there, he's listening. If you lose your keys, he'll help you find them. He'll help you find a parking space when there is none. He does those things. Sometimes he doesn't, to cause you a little pain, a little suffering, and then he'll release the pain so that you know he's really there. It really does work that way. He just said, yes, it does. Number two, these are very tough times. Cry. This advice I'm giving you right now came straight from him. 3 things today. He said to cry. I cry. Maybe sometimes I look like it, and I do cry on video a lot. He said, release it. It's toxic. You need to get it out of you. If you feel upset about what you're seeing, and I do, I think if you're human and you love America, you're crying right now. Cry, go in the shower, my favorite place to cry, or at night. I hit the pillow, I grab tissues, I keep tissues by my bedside, and I cry, but I'm also talking to him, so I pray, Hashem, this is terrible. And you know what he says? It's painful, but it's necessary. We have to go through the war to get to world peace. I teach a lot about why this is happening, who the Nazis really were, who the Nazis really are right now in this moment. A lot of name calling, vicious attacks, violence, terrible stuff is happening, right? We need to cry, we need to go through the storm, and ultimately, we need to come together as a family, one united family, united under one God. We have one. I don't care what your background is. We have one God. He's real. He's the real deal. And he does everything for us. That's all he wants to do, is to give. And so the third thing that he told me to give you today as advice to weather this storm is to run on love. Running. You may not be able to run, but you can exercise. It's very important right now as we head through this war that you stay physically active and expend that energy, that anger, that fear. Take it out on the pavement, go walking. Every time I get up in the morning and I go running, I thank him. Thank you, Hashem. I still have the ability to run. My knees are okay, thank you. My back is okay, thank you. And I run. I'm not a great runner. I'm very slow. I walk a lot, but it's good for my body. It's good for my soul. It lifts my spirit. And when I first was awakened back in the beginning, almost a dozen years ago, I was out running and he stopped me in my tracks and he said, Lori, running is the Lord's dance. Isn't that beautiful? Running is the Lord's dance. Wow. And I knew exactly what he meant. Our lives are like a marathon. If you've ever run one, if you've ever run before, we have to keep going. And when you run and you learn about running and how good it is for your body, the endorphins that it brings out of you, this chemical reaction, the runner's high, is a real feeling. He said, running's the Lord's dance because it lifts your spirit and it helps you persevere. And it's a beautiful metaphor for life. We run through life. We run on love. This is a marathon. This war of Gog and Magog, which began on election day, I didn't even understand exactly what he meant when he declared the first day of this war. This is a marathon. This is an ultra, ultra, ultra marathon. This war is going to last many years. And what we're seeing and experiencing right now is just the beginning. He has shown me things that we're going to go through that are gut-wrenching, horrible, and I'm not even going to tell you what they are. I'm only going to tell you what you need to know, what he tells me that I must share, because I'm not looking to prove to you that it's him talking through me to get to you. You need to prove that to yourself. And you don't even need to do that right now. You just need to hear the logic and the common sense advice and stories and everything that I'm sharing, and how everything I'm sharing with you is completely consistent with the Torah and the Bible. I do not go against any of his laws or any of his prophecy, none of it. You might argue that, and you can argue, but you can take your argument to the door. I'm not here to argue, I'm here to help. So those three things he gave me today, this morning, and he said, give them 3 things to work on. There'll be many more, but these 3 things you can do every day. So pray morning and night, all day long. Pray, pray, pray. He's listening. He found my keys for me today. He'll do it for you. I promise he'll show up. It'll show up in ways that you don't expect. Pray. Cry. I cry. I cry. I'm bleeding for all of you. This is not about one side or the other. This is for all of those who are going to step it up and win world peace for all of us. I'm praying for humanity, for America, my American family. And so cry, get that emotion out of you. And number 3, run on love. Running on love is his plan for world peace. We are going to come together. He says, he's shown it to me, that I will share. I don't know when it's going to happen. It's really up to you. At events, and we will run, walk, expend that energy, running on love, and we will learn what he expects from us. And here are the Cliff Notes, Torah Part 2, 540 pages that he helped me write that I wish you would read now. Those of you who are reading it, God bless you. Share this message if you made it this far. This is God's love coming through me to you. He gave me the keys, and all I want to do is give it away. He is everything, and he gives me my will to live and persevere, and I hope I can infuse you with that same love and inspiration and desire to keep going, because this is going to be a long marathon, but we can do it. God bless you. Peace in America and peace on earth in our time. God bless you.